there, I'm Chef Ani, and today we are making a sweet potato kale coconut curry. Now, this is a tremendous dish. My mom actually taught me how to make it, and it has so many of my favorite things. It has sweet potato. You guys know how much I love sweet potato. It has tofu. I love tofu. And it has kale, and then it kind of like hugs. It hugs the dish with coconut, the coconut cream that you get. So the other day we made this dish and I had 3 servings. I can't really remember that I've had 3 servings of anything. I normally just have 2. So this is really saying something. This is a 3-serving dish. Just beware, you may be having 3 servings of this one. This time of year when it's starting to get a little cold, right? We want something warm to warm us up when we're starting to get cold. So I think we should jump into this video and get started. So enough talking, let's get cooking. So we're going to get started by cutting up an onion. We don't need a fine chop on this one. We're just going to do kind of a half moon. There's so many elements to a good dish. You don't just want it to taste good, you want it to look good, and you want different textures, because that's gonna make an amazing dish. And so if all the vegetables are cut up the same, you're not gonna get the same effect as if you cut them up a little differently. Heat the oil and then add our onion. The next thing we're going to add is some ginger. Now at home I have a little like grater, you know, like a fine grater. That would be a lot easier to grate this ginger, but you know, of course I didn't remember that. So we're going to just do it the old-fashioned way. The next thing we're going to add is some shiitake mushrooms. So I'm just going to take off the stem part because this is really tough. Slice this not too thinly, and this is going to give it kind of a earthy, meaty flavor. Plus it looks really nice in here, I think. So while that is sauteing, we are going to cut up our vegetables, starting with the sweet potato. So you don't want to cut this up too thick. The thicker the pieces, the longer you're going to have to cook this. When I cut up sweet potato, it reminds me of when I was in New York City and I'd get out of school. I would go and stop at the grocery on the way home from school, pick up some sweet potatoes and go home and cook them, because there was nothing nicer than just sitting in that tiny studio apartment. It was so small, but I'd sit there and eat my sweet potato. Life was good. Now we're going to add some Brussels sprouts. Now I know that there's a lot of people out there who don't like Brussels sprouts, and this is an optional thing. I like the Brussels sprouts. They add a green color, and I think they taste really good, but if you don't have them, you don't like them, don't add them. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right.
Perfect sense. If you don't have them, don't put them in.
So we're gonna add our water. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to season this curry today. I have some Bragg's liquid aminos, but if you don't like Bragg's, you can use soy sauce. I have some Better Than bouillon, but if you don't have this, you could just use more Bragg's tomato paste. This enhances the color and also adds some flavor. Now I'm also going to add some vegan curry paste. And I use this Thai Kitchen red curry paste. It is vegan. You want to be careful with what curry paste you add though, because they're not all vegan. And if you want to try your hand at making your own curry paste, I also do have a recipe on my website, but this is a quick way to do it. I have one of these bottles in my cupboard, and when I don't have time to make a whole lot of curry paste, I just use this, and it makes it so simple. So once this comes to a boil, we're going to let it cook until the vegetables are tender. How was your guys' weekend? Mine was good. I went to see my sister. She's away at college, getting her master's degree. I got to go and see her play in the orchestra, and it was so fun. Now while we wait for this to cook, we're going to prepare our kale. And an easy way to get this off of the stem, because we don't want to eat the stem, it's super tough. So what you do is you just take one hand and grab the stem and take the other one and just slide it off like that, and then you get the stem. And we're just going to chop it, get it into a manageable size here. And this is going to give our dish a nice green color. And of course, kale is extremely good for us. I'm going to add some coconut milk now. I love this Thai Kitchen brand because it's super creamy. And I'm just gonna open up the can. Do you like my blue can opener? I just got it. It's probably my newest kitchen gadget in this kitchen because I forgot my can opener at home too, so I got my favorite color in can opener, right? Because why not? Who wouldn't want a blue can opener? Plus, it was on sale, so it was win-win all around. And this is getting exciting. I mean, look at that. Now I'm going to cut up our tofu into cubes. This is firm tofu. I find that the firm tofu does really well in this recipe. And we're going to add the kale and let it cook down for a minute or so before adding the tofu. And once we add the tofu, we want to be careful with stirring it because you don't want to break up the tofu in there. So once you add the tofu, don't stir it much. And we're going to let this tofu sit in the sauce for a little while and just soak up some of that flavor. To finish this dish up, we're going to add a tiny bit of maple syrup, but this is optional. It's not absolutely necessary, but it just adds so much flavor. And some fresh squeezed lemon juice. So our dish has been cooking for a little while and now it's ready to eat, and I am so excited. I have some rice here. Let me tell you, this is really, really good served over rice. You can find this recipe and many others on my website, chefani.com. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to join me in this adventure to eat healthier, one recipe at a time. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday with another video.